With the core of your radio station running, you may think the next step would be to start adding content, but I recommend adding some users first. Because multiple users can upload content simultaneously, if you have a team, you can build your station up much quicker than if you're doing it on your own. So let's take a look at how to add users to the system and what access we can give them. If you're new to Myriad Cloud, it can be a little bit confusing as we have two different portals that you can use in and have different users for each of those portals. The reason for that is that the broadcast.radio portal is used for a lot of the sort of back-end administration functions. It allows you to manage your streams, to manage the web player. If you have options such as the websites, the mobile apps, or the Alexa skills, those are all managed by the broadcast.radio portal. But broadcast.radio portal is also where you manage your actual Myriad Cloud system if you ever need to change anything or restart it or anything like that. And also you can access all of the contribution elements inside Myriad Anywhere, such as scheduling the content, uploading content, and adding contributions such as voice tracks or even live shows. By contrast, Myriad Anywhere is only focused on station content. So this allows you to upload content, to schedule your station, and to contribute pre-recorded content, voice tracks, or live shows. So some presenters will have access to both Myriad Anywhere and broadcast.radio, while other presenters may only have access to Myriad Anywhere because you don't need them to manage your station or change your websites or anything like that. You just want them to voice track or do live shows. Let's start off by adding a user for broadcast.radio portal. Go to broadcast.radio and click on the login button. Or you can simply go to my.broadcast.radio if you prefer. Type in your username and password and click sign in. This will take you to the dashboard, which we saw in one of the previous videos, but right now we're interested in managing our users. So click on the settings button and then click on users. And here you can see the user we have here, but if we want to add a new user, you click on add, give them a name, type in their email address, and assign them a role. As you can see, you choose lots of different roles. I want Bob to be able to do most things because he is my station manager, so I'm going to set him to be administrator. Finally, click on add user. Type in your password and click OK. And now you can see Bob has been added to our users, and Bob will receive the same email as we did welcoming us to broadcast.radio, and he will be able to reset his passwords just as we did in the first video. This broadcast.radio access will enable Bob to do lots of admin functions within the broadcast.radio portal, such as designing the player, changing stream settings, or adding in show and presenter profiles. But it doesn't allow him to access the actual station content for either uploading content, managing the schedule, or doing live shows or voice tracked. In order for Bob to access this, he'll also need access to Myriad Anywhere. So let's see how we'd add Bob as a user to Myriad Anywhere as well. As we're already in the broadcast.radio portal, let's go to the dashboard. In the dashboard, the top section allows you to manage your station, that's your content, your schedule, and your actual on-air contributions. And the lower section allows you to manage your websites, your streams, and your apps. Now we want to add Bob as a presenter or as a user for Myriad Anywhere, so we need to go into the User Security module. This takes you to your Myriad Anywhere portal. You can actually access this directly by a unique URL for your station, but it's often easier to get to it through the dashboard. Now we need to log in with our username and password, and for this we need to go back to the welcome email and the username and password we made a note of at the beginning of the first video. Here we can see the password, so I'm just going to copy that. Tick the Remember Me option and then click Connect. This takes you to the user security portal. We want to add a new user, so click on Add New User. Put in Bob's credentials. Go to the Login tab. Type in a username. Next, click on the Security and Settings tab. In here you can select a security group for the user. These are predefined and you can find out the definition of each level on the help.broadcastradio.com portal. But as Bob is a station manager, I'm going to set him as administrator. You can also set in here a personal range, which is the range that anything that's recorded or uploaded by this user goes into. And you can restrict the access to the log for certain shows or certain hours of the day. So if you only want a presenter to be able to edit the log and record voice tracks or even go live in within only their show, you can add that in here. But we're just going to go back to the login screen now, and we're just going to hit save to save Bob. And then we're just going to change his password and change it to something nice and easy that I can email Bob. So I'm just going to change it to Bob1234. And click on OK. As you can see, the system has flagged that this is a pretty weak password, but I'm okay with that because Bob's going to change it. Click on Save again and then close that window. And now Bob can not only access Myriad Anywhere, but he also has full access to broadcast.radio as well. So now that we have both myself and a few other users added to the system, let's move on to adding some content to the system.